You wake up earlier than you used to, but somehow you feel more tired. Your joints feel stiff. Your stomach feels unpredictable. You blame it on age, on stress, on sleep. But what if the real problem starts with the very first thing you put in your body each morning? That warm, comforting ritual you've trusted for decades. Your coffee. Here's the truth. Most people over 60 never hear. Not all coffee is created equal. Some brands quietly damage your digestion, increase inflammation, and leave you feeling heavy instead of energized. Others, when chosen carefully, can actually support your well-being, protect your joints, and give you the clarity you deserve. Stay with me until the end, because I am about to reveal the 5 coffee brands I would still trust after 60. Brands that respect your body, your routine, and the life you've built. And more importantly, I'll explain exactly why these 5 stand out, what makes them different, and how they support the kind of vitality you want to feel every single day. In the next few minutes, you'll discover which coffee brands avoid the hidden toxins that most people don't even know exist. You'll understand what to look for on a label, how roasting affects your body differently after 60, and why some coffees make you feel amazing while others leave you bloated and foggy. But here's what makes this even more important. Brand number 3 on this list has a unique processing method that reduces acidity by nearly 70%, something that becomes critical when your stomach isn't as unforgiving as it used to be. If you've ever felt that uncomfortable burn after your morning cup, you need to hear about this one. Before we begin, I want to be clear. This content is purely educational and informational. It's based on research, personal experience, and evidence from trusted nutritional studies. Everyone's body is unique, and if you have specific health concerns or conditions, always consult a qualified specialist. This is about making informed choices that support your daily comfort and well-being. Now, let's talk about coffee. For most people over 60, coffee isn't just a drink. It's a ritual. It's the quiet moment before the day begins. It's the warmth in your hands, the familiar aroma, the sense of control in a world that sometimes feels unpredictable. But somewhere along the way, that ritual may have stopped serving you. Maybe your stomach protests. Maybe your energy crashes by maybe you feel more anxious than calm. The problem isn't coffee itself. The problem is that most commercial coffee brands prioritize profit over quality. They use beans contaminated with mold toxins. They over-roast to hide defects. They add unnecessary chemicals during processing. And your body, which has carried you faithfully for 6 decades or more, deserves better. Imagine this. You're standing in your kitchen, early morning lights coming through the window. You reach for your coffee, but this time, you know exactly what's in it. No mold, no toxins, just pure, clean beans that were tested specifically for the compounds that support brain health and reduce inflammation. That's Purity Coffee. This brand was created by a doctor who understood that coffee could either harm or heal, depending on how it's sourced and processed. Every single batch is tested for over 400 toxins. The beans are organic, specialty grade, and roasted in small batches to preserve. And here's why this matters. After 60, your liver doesn't detoxify as efficiently as it used to. Your kidneys are more sensitive. When you drink coffee loaded with ochratoxin A, a common mold toxin found in most commercial brands, your body struggles. You might feel fatigue, brain fog, or digestive discomfort, and you blame it on aging. But it's not age. It's the coffee. Purity Coffee removes that burden. It's like giving your body a chance to breathe. Studies from the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry show that high antioxidant coffee can support cognitive function and reduce oxidative stress. This brand takes that research seriously. Every cup becomes an act of self-care, not self-sabotage. I've watched people in their 60s and 70s switch to Purity and report something surprising. They don't just feel less bloated or less jittery. They feel mentally sharper. Their mood stabilizes. Their energy doesn't crash. It's subtle, but it's real. Just like your body needs clean water, it needs clean coffee. Especially now. Let's talk about acid. Not in a scary way, but in an honest one. After 60, your stomach lining becomes more sensitive. The same coffee you loved at 40 might now leave you with heartburn, bloating, or that uncomfortable feeling of heaviness that lasts all morning. Picture this: you're sitting at your kitchen table, sipping coffee, and for the first time in years, you don't feel that burn. Your stomach stays calm. Your digestion feels balanced. You can actually enjoy the moment instead of dreading the aftermath. That's what LifeBoost coffee offers. This brand uses a unique low-acid process combined with shade-grown, high-altitude beans. The result is coffee that's naturally gentler on your system. It's certified organic, tested for mycotoxins, and roasted in small batches to ensure freshness. Here's the science. High-altitude coffee naturally contains more antioxidants and less acid because of how the beans develop in cooler temperatures. Research published by the Specialty Coffee Association confirms that altitude directly affects both flavor complexity and digestive comfort. LifeBoost takes advantage of this natural process. But there's something deeper here. When your coffee stops causing discomfort, your entire morning changes. You stop associating your routine with pain. You stop limiting yourself. You stop feeling like your body is betraying you. Instead, you feel capable, in control, respected. Many people over 60 have given up coffee entirely because they couldn't handle the acidity. They miss the ritual, the warmth, the sense of normalcy. LifeBoost gives that back. It proves that you don't have to sacrifice comfort for enjoyment. You deserve both. Just like Purity Coffee respects your liver and kidneys, LifeBoost respects your stomach. It's designed for people who want to feel good, not just wake up. And when you start each day without digestive stress, everything else becomes a little easier. Your mood improves. Your energy stabilizes. Your confidence returns. We've covered 2 brands so far. Both are built on the same principle. Your body deserves ingredients that support it, not stress Italiano. But we're just getting started. The next 3 brands bring something even more specific to the table. One focuses on sustainable farming that protects the environment and your health. Another offers the smoothest taste profile you'll ever experience. And the final one might surprise you, because it's not just about what's in the coffee, it's about what's not in it. Let's continue this journey together. You've already learned why clean coffee matters and why low acid matters. Now, let's explore the brands that take things even further. We've already discovered why purity matters and why acidity matters. You've learned that the coffee you choose can either support your body or silently work against it. Now, we're going to explore 2 more brands that approach quality from completely different angles. One focuses on sustainability and ethical farming practices that directly impact your health. The other perfects the art of taste, proving that coffee after 60 can still be one of life's greatest pleasures. But before we continue, I want you to think about something. How many mornings have you rushed through your coffee just to get caffeine into your system? How many times have you settled for whatever was convenient, even when your stomach protested, even when your energy crashed an hour later? This isn't about judgment. This is about recognition. You deserve a coffee experience that feels as good as it tastes. Imagine walking into a coffee farm where the soil is rich, the air is clean, and the farmers are paid fairly for their work. Now imagine that same care, that same respect, carried all the way to your cup. That's Kicking Horse Coffee. This Canadian brand has built its reputation on 2 pillars: certified organic beans and fair trade practices. But here's why that matters specifically for people over 60. When coffee is grown without synthetic pesticides or chemical fertilizers, it contains fewer toxins. Your liver, which has been filtering your blood for 6 decades, doesn't need the extra burden of processing glyphosate residue or pesticide runoff. Let me paint a picture. You're in your kitchen, preparing your morning coffee. You know the beans in your hand were grown in soil that hasn't been poisoned. You know the farmers who harvested them were treated with dignity. And you know that when you drink it, you're not consuming hidden chemicals that trigger inflammation or disrupt your hormones. Research from the Environmental Working Group has documented how pesticide exposure accumulates in the body over time, contributing to chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. After 60, your body's ability to eliminate these toxins naturally decreases. Every clean choice you make lightens that load. Kicking Horse offers a range of roasts, from bold and dark to smooth and medium. Their kick-ass blend is legendary for its richness, while their smart-ass is lighter and brighter. But regardless of which roast you choose, every bag carries the same promise: no shortcuts, no compromises, no disrespect to your body or the planet. Here's the emotional layer. When you choose fair trade coffee, you're participating in something bigger than your own health. You're supporting farmers who grow old on the same land, who understand the rhythm of seasons, who respect the earth. There's a quiet dignity in that connection. It reminds you that quality isn't just about what you consume, it's about the values you honor. Many people over 60 start to think more carefully about legacy, about the world they're leaving behind. Kicking Horse lets you start each day knowing you made a choice that respects both your body and the communities that grow your coffee. That sense of alignment, that sense of purpose, it changes how you feel. Not just physically, but emotionally. Just like your body needs rest after years of hard work, the soil needs rest too. Organic farming practices allow the earth to regenerate, which results in beans that are richer in nutrients and You're not just drinking coffee, you're drinking the result of sustainable care, and your body recognizes that difference, even if you can't always name it. Now, let's talk about pleasure, because coffee after 60 shouldn't just be safe, or clean, or ethical. It should be delicious. It should remind you why you fell in love with coffee in the first place. It should be something you genuinely look forward to, not something you tolerate. Volcanica Coffee specializes in single origin beans from some of the most legendary coffee-growing regions in the world: Jamaica, Blue Mountain, Hawaiian Kona, Ethiopian Yirgacheffe. These aren't just names. These are flavors that tell stories. Each origin offers a distinct taste profile, shaped by altitude, soil, and climate. Picture this. You're sitting on your porch, early morning, the world's still quiet. You take your first sip, and instead of bitterness or burnt aftertaste, you experience layers. Maybe it's the chocolate notes of a Colombian bean. Maybe it's the bright citrus of an Ethiopian roast. Maybe it's the smooth, almost buttery finish of a Hawaiian Kona. Here's why this matters. As we age, many of our daily pleasures become limited. Foods that once brought joy now cause discomfort. Activities that once felt effortless now require careful planning. But coffee, when done right, can remain a source of pure enjoyment. Volcanica proves that you don't have to sacrifice quality for safety. All of their beans are sourced from high-altitude farms, which naturally reduces acidity and increases antioxidant content. They're also roasted fresh to order, meaning you're never drinking stale coffee that's been sitting in a warehouse for months. Freshness matters more than most people realize, especially after 60. Studies from the International Coffee Organization show that coffee begins losing its antioxidant properties within weeks of roasting. Those antioxidants, polyphenols, and chlorogenic acids are what support brain health, reduce inflammation, and protect your cells from oxidative damage. Stale coffee isn't just less flavorful, it's less beneficial. Volcanica also offers decaf options processed using the Swiss water method, which removes caffeine without harsh chemicals. This is crucial if you're sensitive to caffeine or if your doctor has recommended reducing your intake. You can still enjoy the ritual, the flavor, the warmth, without the jitters or sleep disruption. Here's the emotional truth. Coffee isn't just fuel. It's comfort. It's memory. It's the cup you shared with your late partner. It's the quiet moment before your grandchildren arrive. It's the pause between yesterday and today. Volcanica honors that. They understand that coffee is personal, intimate, meaningful. When you order from them, you're not buying a commodity. You're choosing an experience. You're choosing to treat yourself with the same care you've spent a lifetime giving to others. And after 60, that kind of self-respect isn't selfish. It's necessary. So far, we've covered 4 brands. Purity Coffee, 4 clean, toxin-free beans. LifeBoost, 4 low-acid, comfort. Kicking Horse for organic, fair trade integrity. and Volcanica for specialty-grade flavor that makes every cup feel like a gift. But there's one more brand I need to share with you. This final recommendation might be the most important of all, because it's designed specifically for people who want ultimate control over what goes into their body. It's for those who've spent years learning to listen to their body's signals, who refuse to settle, who understand that the smallest details can create the biggest transformations. Stay with me, because the next part brings everything together. We're going to explore the 5th brand, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to choose coffee that serves your unique needs, your unique body, and your unique life. You're almost there. We've journeyed through 4 remarkable coffee brands, each one offering something essential. Clean beans, low acidity, ethical sourcing, exceptional flavor. But now we arrive at the 5th brand, and this one is different. This one is for people who want absolute transparency, who refuse to guess, who demand to know exactly what they're putting into their body. Let me tell you what makes Bulletproof different. This brand was founded by someone who experienced severe cognitive decline and chronic fatigue, and then reversed it by changing the quality of his coffee. That personal journey shaped everything about how Bulletproof sources, tests, and processes their beans. Bulletproof uses what they call the Bulletproof process. Every bean is tested for 27 different toxins, including mold, mycotoxins, and heavy metals. They source only from high-altitude estates in Central and South America, where the climate naturally discourages mold growth. The beans are harvested at peak ripeness, processed immediately to prevent contamination, and roasted in small batches. Here's why this level of testing matters. Many people over 60 experienced what they call brain fog, a subtle but frustrating decline in mental clarity. They forget names. They lose focus during conversations. They feel slower, heavier, less sharp. Mold toxins, particularly ochratoxin A, have been directly linked to cognitive impairment and neuroinflammation in multiple peer-reviewed studies. Picture this. You wake up, and instead of feeling groggy and uncertain, you feel clear. Your thoughts flow easily. You remember what you wanted to say. You feel present, capable, engaged. That's not magic. That's what happens when you remove the toxins that have been clouding your system for years. Bulletproof also offers their signature recipe, blending coffee with grass-fed butter and MCT oil to create a creamy, satisfying drink that supports sustained energy without the crash. This isn't necessary for everyone, but for those who want to experiment with different ways of fueling their body, it's an option backed by nutritional research on ketones and brain health. But even if you drink Bulletproof Black, without any additions, you're still getting some of the cleanest coffee available. The company publishes third-party lab results, showing exactly what's been tested and what's been removed. That kind of transparency is rare. It's the kind of transparency you deserve after decades of trusting brands that never proved they earned that trust. Just like Purity Coffee and LifeBoost, Bulletproof understands that coffee is medicine when it's done right, and poison when it's done wrong. They've chosen to do it right, and for people over 60 who want to protect their brain, their energy, and their quality of life, that choice matters. Now that you know the 5 brands I trust, let's talk about how to choose the one that fits your life. Because everyone's body is different. Everyone's needs are unique. What works for one person might not work for another. If you struggle with acid reflux, heartburn, or digestive discomfort, start with their low-acid process will give your stomach immediate relief, and you'll notice the difference within days. If you're concerned about toxins, mold, or long-term cognitive health, choose Purity or Bulletproof. Both brands test rigorously, and both prioritize brain health above everything else. If sustainability and ethics matter to you, if you want to support farming practices that honor both people and the planet, go with Kicking Horse. You'll sleep better knowing your coffee aligns with your values. And if you simply want the best tasting coffee you've ever had, if you want to rediscover the joy of that first sip, try Volcanica. Choose a single erogen that speaks to you. Experiment. Savor. Enjoy. Here's the deeper truth. Coffee is one of the few rituals you get to keep as you age. It's one of the constants in a life that keeps changing. By choosing the right coffee, you're not just protecting your health. You're honoring the ritual. You're reclaiming control. You're saying that you matter, that your comfort matters, that your well-being matters. UVA just learned about 5 coffee brands that I would trust after 60. Brands that respect your body, your history, and the life you've built. But more importantly, you've learned that coffee doesn't have to be a compromise. It doesn't have to hurt. It doesn't have to leave you feeling worse than when you started. Small changes create big results. Choosing clean coffee over contaminated coffee can reduce inflammation, improve mental clarity, and restore digestive comfort. These aren't dramatic transformations that happen overnight. They're quiet shifts that accumulate over weeks and months, until one day you realize you feel lighter, sharper, more energized. Remember, this information is educational. It's based on research from food science institutions, nutritional studies, and real experiences from people who've made these changes. But your body is unique. If you have specific health concerns, always consult a qualified specialist. Knowledge is meant to empower you, not replace professional guidance. Every morning, you have a choice. You can reach for the same coffee you've always used, accepting the discomfort, the fog, the fatigue. Or you can choose something better, something that supports your vitality, protects your brain, and respects the journey your body has taken. Think about it this way. You've spent 60 years or more caring for others, building a life, showing up even when things were hard. Your body has carried you faithfully through all of it. Don't you think it deserves coffee that honors that service? Don't you think you deserve to feel good in your own skin? These 5 brands, Purity, LifeBoost, Kicking Horse, Volcanica, and Bulletproof, they're not just coffee. They're a statement. They're proof that aging doesn't mean settling. They're proof that you can still feel vibrant, clear, and capable. If this resonated with you, if you recognized yourself in these words, if you felt seen and understood, then stay connected. There's a community here that values clarity, vitality, and gentle transformation. A community that refuses to believe that getting older means giving up quality, pleasure, or joy. Your coffee ritual doesn't have to be just about waking up. It can be about feeling alive. It can be about honoring your body. It can be about choosing yourself every single morning in the quietest, most powerful way possible. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for your coffee, pause for just a moment. Think about what you're choosing. Think about what your body deserves. And then make the decision that supports the life you want to live, not the life you think you're supposed to accept. Because you've earned the right to feel good. You've earned the right to clarity, comfort, and joy. And it all starts with something as simple and as profound as the coffee you drink. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for caring about your well-being. And thank you for believing that you deserve better. Because you do.